Okay, well, I'm kind of out here in the dark now, but so we'll get to see what these look like at night anyways. I got new headlights for the 210. Yes, I haven't fixed the floor pans and the leaky windows yet, but I got new headlights, so I thought I might put those in. And also, new tail lights. They have these neat sequential signals and stuff. I've got to make some adapters for these, but I might mess around with them a little bit. So we're going to set the tail lights back here out of the way. Because the headlights are a direct fit, so there is some wiring going to be required for them to go, but alright, I'm actually missing a screw in these because they're kind of floppy. There's supposed to be one, I seen it the other day. Oh yeah, back in here. So that one's missing, and well, I believe there's just two clips right here. Should pop right out. Let me grab my screwdriver from over here. Just like that. All right. Yeah, we'll just swing that around down there out of the way. Don't even have to take the little bulb loose. Now, getting these screws out might be another question. I should probably spray them all before I even attempt to take them out. So give me a minute. Okay. So now we will attempt to take the top two screws out of the trim ring. Okay. This one does not feel very promising. Oh, okay. Now, technically you're supposed to take all four of those out. I usually just take out two, pull this down, out comes the bulb. Oh yeah, I was working on the park lights. I was like, why is my bulb unhooked? Okay, now, this thing goes on here, but I'm not really sure why you need that when this should plug directly into the headlight. Now, for this, I will need to run new wires for these other two. One of them is for the daytime running light, and one of them is for the signal. And when I get those ran, then I will run the signals on these, and we'll have I'll probably eliminate these signals because they are in horrible condition. So what I was thinking is I'll take these out and put some little ducts in here, and one of them will be the cold air intake for the intake, which is right over there. So that'll be a functional cold air intake, and the other one will just be for looks, run a little extra air to the radiator. So we want to plug up this dude here, and then I'm already missing one on the bottom. I guess I better take my plastic off before I put the trim ring on. Tell me these just don't fit. eBay said they would. Guaranteed, you know. right now. Well, now I have to modify the trim ring a little bit. I'm like crimping it a little. It's a little too tall up and down. So if I take the pliers and just crimp that a little bit, I believe that trim ring is on upside down because it shouldn't have that seam at the top. So, I bet I forgot that when I tried that light switch the other day. It's like, oh, my light switch isn't working. Alright, as I was saying, this is not fitting on there, so we're going to take and just cramp this a little bit. And probably have to do the bottom too. Alright. So I need to actually pull the light back out, I believe, for the time being. And I'll pull it out here to where I can lay it up here out of the way. So, crank this in. I can see what I'm doing with this one better. All the way across. All the way over into the corners. Okay, now we're going to kind of stretch it a little bit if we can. Alright, I didn't get that top very good. Let's do it a little better. Alright. Now let's see if she'll go. Alright, we're a little bit shy going the other way, so we'll have to crimp it that way a little too. The ends here, specifically in the middle. Okay, now that we've completely distorted our headlight rings, that I don't have any extras up, let's try it again. Okay, all the way over there, in here. Come on, it was almost in there a minute ago. Aha! There we go. Now. Oh, I think I have it upside down. Wonderful. And it's not looking like it wants to fit in there like it's supposed to. Maybe because I have it upside down, huh? Alright, let's take him and turn him over. And that doesn't seem to be making a whole lot of difference. I honestly would have probably just bought some new sealed beams, but I wasn't having much luck finding any. There we go. Alright, now, I think it will go. I think I dropped my big screwdriver. Maybe. I don't know if these screws are going to reach or not. It's going to be the problem. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. It's actually going back. Yeah. All right. That's got one mounted. Not so standard of an install, but wasn't too bad. Now, this is supposed to get a couple screws in it, but it was only clipped in place, so that's got that side done. Now I'll have to repeat the process on the other side. I may take that trim ring completely off, just to make it easier. I may not. I don't know. But I'm just going to go ahead and do the other side and show y'all what it looks like when I get done. Okay, they're both installed. Like I say, I haven't wired in the halos yet, but low beams, high beams. So this is like a wire holder on this one. It's on top of the nut. Like that. And this one has some kind of cap over it, just for, I guess. That seems to be rubber. And then the other is just a nut. Reverses. Oh yeah, it beats the hell out of trying to pick them off with a wrench, which is what I done on the last ones I had. Hell. Oh, it's sunk into the rubber. Okay. Has like a little rubber gasket and it's squished all the way through. Let's see, let's get this bottom one. Yeah, these are 8mm, but you gotta have the deep well to reach them. Alright, now, it is quite siliconed in place. And very much a mess. I guess they thought that the tail light was leaking, letting water or something into the trunk. They siliconed everything on this thing. Of course, now it does leak like crazy, but I don't know why the tail lights would have been such a problem. Well, yeah, I do, because exhaust fumes, you know, things. But, man, they really do these in there. Okay. Well, still stuck in the corner over here. That over there is going to be real fun because it's going to disintegrate when I start pulling on it. Ah, there we go. Okay, somebody, at some point, has replaced one of the sockets with this socket that's out of something else. It doesn't even fit in there. It's wired incorrectly. And, well, it's just a bunch of junk. So, the reason I say it's wired incorrectly is this has your two contacts and then there's no ground. Well, there was, I guess they did have to try to ground it right there. But anyway, that and the fact that these lenses are faded. See, this one's cracked and just in poor condition. The other one's even worse because the inside housing on it is disintegrating. So I had to get these out, or at least one of these out, and be able to figure out how to get the new ones in. Okay. So here's our new tail light. My camper still leaks in there. And what it does, this is a trailer tail light. So you have these shoulder bolts that are designed to go in there and bolted in that way. Now, this is my first look at how they're actually going to try to sit. And what my plan is to put a housing around it, but I may have to roll these flanges in to where they'll sit a little flatter. Okay, quick update. I zip tied this one in place just to kind of get an idea of placement and how they're going to fit. And I'm going to take the other one, and I have the other car over here which has the same taillight housing, and make my actual bracket for them. But I just wanted to put that one on there since I got the other taillight out right now, and you can kind of see what it's going to look like compared to the other one. and I get me some wiring, I can wire them up to where they'll be able to plug up. So I think it's going to be pretty cool. Alright, so I'm going to try and finish wiring up the headlights. I haven't made any more progress on the taillights yet, but I had to finish up the other truck. So what I'm doing is taking the factory taillight wires, and I have cut them off of, not taillight, but signal lights, front signal lights. I have removed them. I'm cutting the wires off of them because I'll be replacing them with the lights in the headlights. So what I'm going to do with these is cut these out and put a pipe or a hose in the back of them, and one of them will feed directly into the air intake, creating a literal cold air intake scoop, and the other one will just be a dummy, and I'll just probably run the hose back there straight or something just for a fitting to, well, there's a hole I can run it to put cool air into the engine bay, cool the engine off. So on these I don't need the ground because it's already grounded. So I just need these two wires and plug them up and figure out which one does what. And so what we need here from our little handy dandy assortment is two male spades, flat male spades. Now I can probably use these little red ones. If they'll fit on there, that's what I'll use, because the smaller one you can use, the tighter fit it'll be, and that gives you a better connection. And also they give me more of the small ones anyway. So we'll take there and crimp, and then another red one on the other side and crimp. Now the thing I've got to figure out yet is which one of these wires does which function. So in order to do that, we're going to have to plug him up here. So you got a green wire with a white stripe and a green wire with a red stripe. You know, they could have made them a little easier to decode, but you know. Okay, now, one of these should have some power on it. So we're going to just go ahead, once we're done, grab the test light, figure out which one has the power. Be that one. Now, that should make a white light burn if you hook it up. Nope, that's the yellow side. There's the white side. So that one will go to the white wire. The other one will go to the blue wire. Okay. Alright. So there is our halo. And this was called a DRL driving light. And how come we lost our side marker? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, there it is. A little bit of a short on that. Yeah, they call that a DRL. Supposedly, you just hook it to your ignition. But this is easier to just hook it to the park light. That way, if I want to run park lights, then I have these as a little bit of a light, and then when I want to run the big lights, then you're good there. Alright, so I got the other side hooked up, so the yellow cancels out the white, so when you turn the signal on, like I say, it's not flashing because I don't have any on the back, but now I might have to get me some LED bulbs for the little side ones for them to even show up. So when I turn the signal light off, they both go back to white. And that's just your little halos. That's not even the actual headlights. So pretty cool. Also of note, let me bring you in real quick. You may notice I have the headlight trim off. I had to take this out from down in here. This is the charcoal canister mount. There was 3 screws in that. I had to take that out because I couldn't get my hand down in there to plug the wires up. So I got to put that back together real quick, and now I can put my headlight ring back on. like so. There we go. Yeah. Well, that was easy enough. Now if I just had my tail light mounts, that'd be good. May try to wire up the tail light, because what I'm going to do is the same thing. I'm going to take the factory plug, cut it off, and wire it up. So I'm going to go work on that now. I'll just need my test light and figure out what does what. Okay, here we go. I got my wiring pulled up. So of course the black is the ground. And let's see here. Is it going to sit there? No, it's not. Black is ground. Yellow is dynamic turn. All right, red is the brake light. I kind of knew that one, but I don't know which one's the brake light on the car. So let's do the park light. Park light is driving light, blue. Okay, and the park light I think is white. So we're going to try that. And let's make sure nothing's touching the ground one. Oh, you know, it probably would help if I plug this up to the harness here. Alright, separate. We're not grounded out. Now, let's see if that gives us a park light. Yes, that's our park light. Okay. I thought it was. Alright. Now we're going to do our right turn, which should be red. Red stripe on the green. Red stripe on the green. That's that one. And the yellow is the dynamic turn. Isn't it? And purple is normal turn signal. We have nothing. Why do we have that? Okay. So we're going to tape off our black wire. I can see where this is going. We ain't going to get no connectors now. Then we might as well tape off the next one. So you know it's right. That's our tail light. Alright, now let's go back and turn on our signal. We have signal in the front. Now we should have signal in the back. That is not making the front one flash. So check this out. It's pretty cool. That's not such a big deal. Alright, now the brake light is red, and the brake light here should be the only wire you got. Let's unplug this because it's confusing a little bit there. Left here, this one. Alright. So I'm just gonna have to let y'all watch because oh yeah, I can see it. Brake lights. Okay. So tail lights, signal lights, brake lights, and no backup light, but we'll figure that out later. So now I could actually zip tie my tail lights in place and have tail lights. Okay, I want to look at the tail light again. Tail light, brake light. Okay. Tail light. Right turn. Well. Alright, why is our turn not working? It is not working on the front. Okay. That's cool. Now if I can just get the front one to flash. Alright, well, that about wraps it up for what I can do now, because that's about all I can do now. So, anyways, so it's, once I get these mounted, I am going to mount them. I'm not zip tying them. That's just a temporary, so I could mess around and do this, get this figured out, see how everything's going to work. Yeah. I don't know what else will be done next. Well, like I said, the mounting. So, for now, that's all, folks. Alright, so it's definitely been a minute since I've worked on this, but we got our tail light that we zip tied in place and made function just to, you know, get it where I wanted it. But now we got to get them mounted. So I have a piece of aluminum. So we're going to take the zip ties back off. And should have unplugged it first. We're going to set this one to the side. I need to tape up all those wires and stuff. But I'm going to set this one to the side. Alright. So first thing I want to do is get a good straight edge. So start from. Should probably make sure that's square, but it's eyeballed square, so. Well, wound up with a bump because I had a little lump on my stupid. Need a better straight edge. Alright, now, so we need 7 inches total for the height. And we needed 13 for the width. I'm actually going to cut it 2 times because I've got a messed up edge here and I want the cleanest part of this. I'm going to try and polish it out to make it look like chrome, like a trim ring. So anyway, we'll make that cut, and then we need 7 inches beyond that. Okay, now we'll make those cuts first. First, I gotta move my cutter down so that we're not going to cut our table in two. Okay, that's good. Well, I actually need to be back a little bit. I want it to be as stable as possible. Okay. Now, as I have mentioned before, probably, you got to allow 1/8 of an inch when you're using the straight edge for your plasma cutter so that you hit your line. That's because that's how far over your cut is from your edge. So This should be about right there. Cleaned that edge a little bit where I could get a contact to get started. Okay. Paint messed that cut up. So it was off a little bit. Doesn't really matter since I'm going to cut both sides, both ends. Now we got our square end, and our other end has to taper. Let's see, it's 13, let me double check. 13 and a half at the bottom, 13 at the top. Dang it. What's up with the struggle bus today? I'm gonna take this off for a second. Okay. Now, let's use the square to make an unsquare line here. Alright, now it actually kind of rounds, but I don't know if I'm going to try and make it rounded or just let it be angular. The tricky part about making it round then is I either have to freehand it or make a template. Let's just cut it square and I'll trim it if I need to. Alright, see if this thing does it this time. There we go. That was a much cleaner cut, cutting on that clean side. Alright, let's see. How we did here. Alright, well, as you can see, like I was saying, it might need some curve to it. So, if I could get the lens off of this. I don't know if it comes off actually, but if I can get the lens off, I could use it for a good template. Silicone all over this car, and it still leaks everywhere, of course, but wasn't for lack of trying. It just didn't do nothing but really make a mess. Alright, I'm on the painted side here again, so kind of need to get that paint off. It's going to make it not cut good. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna try to use that as a guide. I'm gonna have to let it sit back just a little bit further than I normally do because it's up here higher. Think that'll work? Okay, I'm gonna have to take and grind him a little bit with the flapper wheel. Let's check our fitment now. So that's more like what we want. Now, this has this flange rolled out here, which is not helping me. That's actually making it worse. So we will probably have to address that and clean up some edges here. So what I'm going to do is once I get this fitted where I want it, is I'll actually probably use this other side that's cleaner. So this one will be the other one. But anyway, just for reference sake here, get this fitted where I wanted, and then our tail light will just screw into the aluminum piece, kind of like so. So basically all you're going to see is a little bit of the aluminum at the top and the bottom, because this almost covers the hole, but not quite. Plus that has the gaps and stuff in it. So where'd I put the other one? So now, actually, stupid wasp just landed on me. Actually, I need to make this one just the opposite, so that I have a right and a left. I'm gonna take a little more off. Got a little damage right there. Okay. This side we can do with the straight edge easily, and this side we'll use this piece as the guide. Alright, so we'll literally probably just use this piece as the straight edge for each side. Well, let's use this mover one here. See, that cut so fast that didn't even get hot. I can hold the cut edge. It's warm. Now if you got something that takes longer to cut, it gets a lot hotter. I'm going to take and hit this with the grinder a little bit, smooth that edge up before I do that part. Smooth my edge up a little bit there, that'll make it glide along it better. Now, set it up with our gap right there. So that'll make that a little bit less stable in a way, but it'll be all right. Now, let's just set up there flatter. Anyway. See, this actually has some curve to it, but our tail light does not, so. Oh, man. This freaking silicone they used. It's tough stuff. Sits good. The top. Okay, so I found some nice, I believe they're stainless steel, self-drilling screws that'll hold our plate onto the car, but they won't go into the holes in the tail light. So I'll either have to drill those out slightly or get smaller screws.
Got it.
We'll have to let him rock back over. Move the panel for a second. All right. All right, so there's that one. Now, what you do with them screws you picked up?
Okay.
Get one in this corner over here. All right. Okay.
That's all I have.
That's all you had? Okay, I had 4. But I'm not sure.
Somebody's tire will find it.
Hmm?
Somebody's tire will find it.
Oh, well, it's over here where I had laid them. Hadn't picked that one up yet. All right, race car. These just don't quite go in there, and I'm afraid if I try to make them go, they're going to make it crack. So you may have to find some more smaller self-drilling screws. Or like I said, I could cut the head of them down, but then I got to do that 12 times. So don't think we want to do that. I think what I'm going to do is put me a couple more screws in this one, and then I think we're going to find some smaller screws for the other part. Let's see. That looks pretty close to the middle. believe we're going to have to give up on it for now because it's going to be dark soon. Okay. I said I was going to smooth that up and clean it up first, didn't I? That's fitting pretty good. You could take some like double-sided foam tape and put around it to help seal it up or whatever if need be. Put a little silicone across the top of that, something. Okay, we on a whole nother day here. Nice day, Saturday. And we're back on this tail light situation here. So I got to determine exactly where this needs to go. And we got to drill a hole for the wires to go through. So I believe we'll do that first. That way I can let it sit flatter. So somewhere's about the middle. Okay, and what I ended up getting was stainless steel machine screws here. And so what these will do is go all the way through with a nut on the inside. So what I got to do first is line this up and drill the holes. Now, let's see here. We want to take and poke this through real quick. And I don't know, let me measure it so I can get it straight, or I could just eyeball it. Let's see, let's measure it. So we're pretty much going to have to tighten the top up and let the bottom kind of stick out, because this is flat and that is not. We don't want to break the tail light. So I'll keep it up pretty high. So what I'm going to do here is just to get it straight, we're going to measure down and make a mark. Just a little below the screws here. And what we want to do is make our mark to where we will hide the mark to have it straight. So just below the screws, you got 1 inch. Yeah, I think we're going to go with 1 inch. Okay. Now this way, it's pretty much going to go from edge to edge just about. So let's put this back through there real quick. It's almost there, and pretty much almost there, and then we want to hide our 2 marks there. So now we want to reach through and mark each hole. Now, hopefully it didn't move around too much. Come on now. don't know, we look a little off maybe. Let's see here. Inch and a quarter. And that was nearly inch and a half. I think we're slipped or something. That one's good. That one needs to go about right there. Let's check that again. Let's see here. That one's lined up, that one's lined up. Nope. Needs to be, I guess it's going to be hard. I'm about half a hole off. Now this one I'm going to have to go through the sheet metal too. Okay, this one looks pretty good. Huh. Just hitting in the edge of the sheet metal. Alright, now we want to take and put 3 of our bolts in there. And make sure our bottom holes are right before we drill them. Well, that one's off. That one's good. That one's good. So this one needs to go there. Okay. I thought it may have slipped a little bit when I was trying to mark them. So that one was a little bit low. The other two look good. Ah, come on. Okay, now we'll clean this up a little bit before I actually mount it on there. I need some steel wool, I guess. Mostly try and get, which it don't really matter about in behind there. On the edges is all it's going to show, but just want to clean it up a little bit. All right, well, that's got our tail lights installed. I don't think my park lights, I think I'm blowing a fuse or something. But let's see. Should have brake lights. And backup lights. And we don't have anything. Well, oh. I guess not. I forgot to wire this one up. That one should have had a brake light or something. But anyway, they're on there. I gotta hook the wires up and all that good stuff. But This side was just pretty much same as that side. One thing is you don't want to try and over tighten these, you know. This one I did manage to get pulled down good and flat. That one I didn't pull it down all the way flat. I might could, not sure, but the top of it's flush, but the bottom is not, because this is slightly curved and these are very flat. But anyway, let's see. Get over here and sit down. So anyways, that's replacing the old tail lights. This one is the driver's side, and not only is it visually very bad shape on the outside, it's actually disintegrating. So you know, they just wasn't much hope for that. And these were, I don't know, like $40-some on eBay, and people wanted like 80 for stock ones if you could find them. So these are all LEDs. Once I get them wired up and working, it'll be good to go on this part. Now I just got to fix the heater cord that I had to pull out yesterday.